Now, the next thing you may ask is, how do I know, or how do I get more information about all of these objects, right? All of these classes, Paint and Canvas and so forth. Let's take Paint, for instance. Well, the beauty is that there is documentation. So if we go to the developer.android.com, in fact, I think now is the time to start thinking or to start learning how to find the documentation, right? So if you, whenever in doubt, and as you progress in the realm of Android development, you realize that there's nothing better than going to the fountain where everything started, where everything is actually, where the developers who create Android libraries, the Android framework, that's where they put all of the documentation. So if you go to developers or developer.android.com and you notice there is design, develop, and distribute, right? Design, of course, talks about designing and so forth. But developing, notice that we can actually go ahead and read more about what's going on, new tools, and so forth. So this is a very good resource that you should literally live in here. You should at least once a day, if you will, or take a weekend and just peruse around and start learning what's new in Android and tools and so forth. That's very important, okay? But what we're interested in here is that if you go to here, search, we can actually start searching the documentation. So if you say Paint, for instance, get enter, and there's a little few options you will see, but you can see there is this Paint Android developer. So click on this one, and voila. So it tells us exactly about the class. Now, how to read this? It's very intuitive, but at first, if this is your first time or you've tried to read it before and just gets you a little bit confused, don't worry. It was confused to me too when I first started because, you know, I did not know. Okay, that's why you have me here. All right, so the first thing you notice, it says Paint, that's the class, and also tells the that the class is public and it extends objects. This is the ultimate object class that all Java objects and Android objects inherit from, okay? But you also notice that this is actually under Android Graphics Paint. So it's under this package, okay? Graphics package. And you can see it also has known direct subclasses, which is Text Paint, and you can click to learn more about that. Okay, and usually gives you an explanation of what this class does and what it is. In this case, it says Paint class holds the style, right? Color information about how to draw geometries, text, and bitmaps. There we go. And that's exactly what we said. So it's a brush, so it knows how to do style. It knows exactly how to invoke the style, the color, and create shapes that needs to be drawn into a view, okay? But not just shapes, but it also says text and bitmaps, so pixels in general, okay? And right away, it has a summary here. It says nested classes, so we have enum, paint that align, so we can actually align where we want things to be. In this case, it also gives us a little explanation. So align specifies how to draw text, aligns its text relative to x and y coordinates. So really, this documentation, as you can see here, is plain English. It explains exactly what each of these components, classes, and methods, as well as attributes are doing. We talked about the anti-alias flag, Paint flag that enables anti-aliasing when drawing. Okay, and there's other constants you can use. Okay, and you can try all of these on your own, of course, and you can keep going here. It says public constructors. There's Paint. You can create the C. You can just use this empty constructor, or if you would like, you can pass the flags, which you can pass either one of these. Okay, so we have used this one first, which creates a new Paint with the specified flags. And then we have the public methods. Look at all of these methods we can use. We can get alpha, get color, and so many, 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 many things. Look at that. So this is always a good place to be when in doubt. Now, if you want to learn more about Canvas, well, guess what? You can go ahead and say Canvas, enter, and go to the first one here. There's the methods you can use. You can call the clip out path and pass the path. as you saw, we use this draw a circle and gives you explanation and a lot of different things. So this is indeed the place where you need to really take your time and hang out so that you can get to the habit of coming here and trying to understand what's really going on in whatever you are working on, right? So what I want you to do is I would like you to spend a little bit more time in this URL, in the developer.android.com, and peruse around. Just look around, type in any object. Let's say if you want to check out view, what is a view? And you can see here there's view. Click on that. This should take you to the view documentation. And to the left here, there's a reference, of course. It tells you which platform, Android API. Talk about API 26. So there's all these classes that you can go and check out. So, and I know it's a lot. You don't have to memorize everything, obviously. I want you to get into the habit of checking the documentation, because this is where everything that you need to know you will find. It may be a little bit intimidating. Nevertheless, I want you to get into this habit, because the more you peruse around, the more you're trying to figure out, the better at reading documentation you will become. Okay, so it says here, for instance, view. It's view class and all these implementations. Of course, it tells exactly where the package is and the direct subclasses, and it gives you all this information that you can actually read, so you can start understanding how the Android framework graphics works. Perfect. So give it a try and go back to our code and play around with everything that I've shown you so far. The sky is the limit. Obviously, we can't spend a lot of time just looking at things that we can do with Paint, but as you can see, there's a lot you can do, and I would like you to go ahead and explore that on your own, because if you go and explore on your own, better chances you have to actually retain all of that information, and who knows, it will inspire you to do other things as well. Okay, so I'll see you next.